Right.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, everyone. Hello.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
How are things, Matty lad?
Oh, exciting. Exciting weekend as always.
I know.
I did so much I can barely, you know what?
Too much to say.
Yeah, I don't want to hijack the live
say.
by telling you all the exciting things I did this weekend, so let's just forget it. I'll just tell you I did nothing.
Just so I don't feel bad.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you guys are all safe and all well. Hope you enjoyed a little bit of golf. There was a lot of controversy over the weekend.
Was there ever?
There was a lot.
Shall we get this over with right
as
now?
usual? We may as well. I mean, it's
going to come in.
It's in there. It's in there. So obviously,
Yeah.
more. I mean, does Patrick Reed win without controversy? I can't remember the last time. I thought there'd been something.
Nothing happened at the Masters that I can remember. Anything happened there? Seemed like things were on the up and up.
Let's start a rumor.
I know. Rewatch all that footage, something like
Let's
that.
start a rumor.
Yeah, it just, God, I can't say I'm surprised. Like a friend of mine was watching, and I actually wasn't watching at the time, and he texted me. He's like, "Oh, you see this Patrick Reed thing?" And I was just like, "No, but whatever it is, I'm sure." I was not surprised.
Yeah.
Like I'm not surprised it's happening.
Yep. I know.
Crazy to go on to finish it off, but
He is. It doesn't seem to affect him.
no, I think he likes it.
Yeah, the sort of the mob
he likes it.
mentality. Sort of, yeah.
Yeah, I think he likes it.
I mean,
Gets him going.
yeah, it's very interesting.
I'll take this one too. Where is that from Justin? You didn't see this, did you?
Was Adam Scott using an autoflex?
It's the first I've heard of it.
Yeah, we did see that.
He unfortunately hit it bad over the weekend. Very bad.
He had the lefts going on Saturday and the rights going on Sunday. He was occasionally quite good with it and quite long.
Yeah.
But somebody said to me the other day, do you think he'll be using it next week? Not if he's got a brain.
No, I don't think anyone who had a driving weekend like that would use the same setup. No. The funny thing with him is it's like, I don't know, has anyone ever thought that Adam Scott's full swing and driving were the issue with him not winning majors? Like it's his putting and his short game always.
So true.
Like his swing is sick. Like everyone knows his swing is sick. How bad could it possibly? Yeah. I'm sure certain weeks he gets the club face maybe a little open or shut or something, but like for the most part, he looks dialed in. I think he's just hunting down the wrong thing.
I completely agree. He's definitely looking for yards like a lot of them are, but I don't see. I mean, we obviously see there's things with Autoflex, and it's such as some ideas that I've got for us to explore a little bit of this, because ultimately, I mean this in the nicest possible way. I don't really care what a PGA Tour player uses. I care what you guys use.
A PGA Tour player is nobody by statistical standards.
Absolutely nobody, and of no concern to us.
Yeah.
But I think there are certainly some great things to be learned by longer. Mark Crossfield just done a great video on it. Oh, did he? Yeah, on a Zexio Prime that was very long and 35 grams, and he gained a lot of speed. And I've got us some shafts coming from some companies where we can basically give you guys an idea. I just think for someone like Adam Scott, an Autoflex round a course like Torrey. I mean, if it was a bomber that gave you an advantage at a certain course where there's no rough or whatever.
Yeah, like a desert course or something. I don't know what I'm trying to think of where it would be.
I mean, like you'd maybe say like Augusta. You may even say Augusta. Very little rough, but you don't want to hit the trees all week at Augusta either. As DeChambeau found out.
Why would you? Yeah, why would you?
So anyway,
more to come.
I
am really happy that Autoflex continues. The legend it grows. In fact.
The problem is, and guys, tell me what you think. I'd love to hear your opinion on it, because we have the iron shaft, we have the hybrid shaft,
I forgot about
and
that.
we have the fairway shaft.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm just a little reluctant to bring it out, because I really am mindful that I don't want us to,
just make an Autoflex channel.
Yeah,
I think we can make one video on iron, hybrid, and we did the fairway already.
Well, we cut down. This is an actual designated length fairway, so it's a little bit shorter by designated length.
What about one video for the other ones? The Autoflex 3-wood hybrid and iron.
Yeah.
That could be something.
Could be something.
Yeah.
Could be. I mean, to be honest, there are people out there that need to see it, because it would actually help them.
100%.
So
not Adam Scott though.
That's the intent.
Not Adam Scott. Okay. Let's get into it, shall we?
Let's do it. Let's dive right in there. We're going to do a couple of links today, guys.
I'm going to set the link up right now.
We're going to hopefully do 2.
Technology permitting.
Yeah. Paul Casey, good win out in the desert.
Yeah, solid.
Tell you what, Peter Finch done a great job all week on his channel and stuff, doing content out there. He done a hell of a job with that. I thought
he played with at least what, 2 guys?
He played with Danny Willett and he played with Matt Wallace. I didn't see any of the Danny Willett one, but
saw it on Instagram.
I watched the little three-hole one with Matt Wallace. It was great.
Nice, good. It was great. So you
Um,
got a good kind of. It was worth him going, it seems like, to the desert.
Well, and you know, I kind of got the impression that by social media he was getting some heat for being there.
Oh boy.
But I love what he done because he's like, listen, I'm in the bubble, and he posted pictures of him getting tested with the
he did the
nasal
whole
swab,
deal.
like the whole every day. So like he was
every day. He did
every
that.
day.
I would not have done that.
Yeah, so and he was in the hotel. It wasn't like he was out at night roaming about and stuff. He was in the hotel.
So he just legit just did that.
He was there to do that, which I thought was great. So
I'm sure everybody appreciated seeing a little YouTube action because nobody else was there. I don't think that I saw. No one else went. Because last year Big Al went and James went.
That's
everyone
right.
Went. So this year would have been
no
YouTube presence.
Quieter for sure.
Okay, I've got the link.
All right, guys. Let's rock all about you. So let's dive into the questions.
Go for it.
David putted like Rory this weekend. Well, that could either have been really good or it could have been really bad.
Which was it?
Rory, I mean, imagine the way you've lined that one up for us. That wasn't a great putting weekend for you, David. Ian and Matt, is a great question by Dave. Ian and Matt, let's have a meeting live on camera.
Okay.
What do you foresee as the future of TXG YouTube in years to come, expansion, etc.?
Wow.
That's a big question.
Big question.
Great things, I'll tell you that. Wonderful things.
Let me just put this link in. I will join you for this conversation.
Lots, obviously, lots more we can do with the channel. I don't think the existence how you see it right now will ever change. We'll still always be reviewing product. I think more on-course stuff, more performance-orientated stuff.
Yep.
We've talked about that.
More sort of travel-related stuff too. Like you have more on the road, more different people from the industry.
Absolutely, definitely. Some kind of lifestyle, element to it, so we can kind of show you guys some of our thoughts and. Kind of like we done when we went to Carlsbad and things like that. But we've obviously talked about trips to Pinehurst and
similar kind of ideas.
Yeah,
where you visit different locations.
My kind of thought is always just that I would love to give you guys an insight. Take you inside the belly of the beast. The golf industry has got some really cool things. I'd love to go to Pinehurst, where the USGA headquarters is for testing golf clubs. What are the criteria for testing golf clubs? What makes, and just keep explaining more, because you guys are getting so knowledgeable and so your golf equipment IQs is really, really good now. Yeah. Continue further on that, where you guys understand the nature of why golf clubs are being designed the way they are. Why are companies pushing the boundaries on materials and MOIs and like we were talking with Vosh last week, Z-axis and X-axis, what does that actually mean?
It's true, it gives people some idea of how to shop for stuff and not feel like they're getting ripped off.
Definitely. So, no, I think that would be cool.
It will also be sort of difficult, to be honest with you, to predict what's going to happen. Because if, Lindsay said this to me yesterday, she's like, if you had have tried to predict 3 years ago what today would look like, you wouldn't have predicted this. Yeah. So it's a little bit difficult to say this is what we will be doing in 3-4 years. I would say what we talked about is what we hope to be doing, but we'll see. There might be stuff that's even better than that we just haven't really got on our radar because it seems unrealistic. To me, things seem unrealistic only like in distance, but incrementally, I know we can get, we can have that progress. But it's just tough to picture when it's all at once. When you get asked about the future, it's like, okay, well then what's going to happen all at once? Like I don't know what's going to happen all at once.
Well, it's that sort of old saying, isn't it? You tend to sort of overestimate what you can do in a year, but underestimate what you can do in 3, 5, 10 years. It's kind of.
I wonder why that is. It's like it's easier just to sort of. Obviously, just predict short-term stuff. Yeah. You'd think, but
So I mean, my plan is that you guys will always see us exist in the format that you enjoy and have enjoyed up until now. you just get more of it. We get better at it. We get more tuned into your wants and needs. That'll be the evolution of the channel, I think.
I'm also going to go for a fitting at Brian Golf at some point, just to see what he says.
It is definitely people from the industry.
He is. Speaking of different industry.
I think that would be. I'd love to do more of that type of stuff.
Be fun, eh?
There's a few of them. It's kind of like there's big companies in the industry. There's companies with 30, 40, 90 stores.
Yeah.
And then there's, I call it the independents.
Yes.
And I still think of TXG, we are an independent.
For now,
we're a small boutique company in that sense. But you've got Brian, you've got Juan down in Miami, you've got Tom Horley out in Norway. The boys in England at Precision Golf, do a brilliant job. Things like that. I'd love to, at certain points, stop in and kind of showcase these people because they do phenomenal jobs.
Would be fun. Kind of like what Chris Como does on his show.
Definitely, it's a really good
swing expedition, really good sort of a fitting comparison. Expedition, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Guys, I put the link in. It's txg.ca/live. If any of you want to come join us, I'll put it in there one more time, and in 4 minutes, I will draw a name.
Were you surprised at the reaction to the Pro V1 and Pro V1X video?
I didn't read a ton of comments. Why? What was the reaction?
The general consensus was
I thought
they're shockingly similar.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, I didn't think that.
And I'm looking at it going, I'm pretty sure this is exactly what I would have hoped it would be. And if I was to do a TP5X versus TP5 video,
about that.
I wouldn't have expected it to be all that much different in spin.
People are forgetting that like the similarity in spin on the very short wedge and the driver is actually desirable.
And it was exactly as intended.
You want it to be that way. So the only part where you wanted difference was short irons and irons, which it did. Separated by, I think I didn't separate it by as much as some other people would. I would expect to see somewhere around 10% of your spin or something with those clubs. So yeah, I'm a little surprised, but I think if you go into it with the wrong expectation, then you'll be surprised. If you think there's going to be a big difference, then obviously you will be unpleasantly surprised.
Yep, no, very true. Will is asking, Ian and Matty, what clubs are on the chopping block this year in your bags? What's looking vulnerable in there, Matty boy?
Wedges.
Wedges are for the chop, we know that, yep.
3-wood. Driving iron. Those can all go. They will go.
Yep. You're happy? Drivers in great
Drivers
shape.
for now is staying, yep. Yep, we obviously have the bracket to come, but the driver is here.
Paul Casey was absolutely just raving about that.
It's,
actually, I took a screenshot of his. It was what he said afterwards. It was
pretty interesting.
It was really interesting. Let's read it out. He said, I've switched drivers, so part of the reason for the good performance the last 2 weeks, I finished 8th in last week in California, then obviously the win today. He said in his post victory press conference, I put in a new driver, and I don't often talk about equipment, but I put in a Titleist driver. Don't ask me the exact specs, TSI 3 or something like that, but I feel like I'm driving the ball like I did when I was playing my best golf, when I was number 3 in the world or something like that. I feel like this rejuvenation.
Wow. That's pretty good compliment for a Titleist driver, isn't it? Rejuvenation.
Yeah, I think we've been saying that though, isn't it? That TSI in our eyes is the driver to beat for that type of player, for the sort of the lower handicapper, the competitive amateur. I don't know if I would call it everyone's cup of tea in the mid to higher handicap echelons.
Well, we haven't even found out. I guess the TS3 probably won't be. TS2 maybe.
I think there'll be other drivers that offer maybe a little bit more, but in other areas. But for better players, tough to beat.
Gotcha.
Tough to beat.
Let me see who we've got here.
Yeah. Erlen's saying Autoflex doesn't suit a competition environment with a lot of adrenaline.
Could be true.
Don't know if that's a bad shout at all. I think that could be. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. We will see.
Proof is in the pudding, isn't it?
We will see.
All right. Exporting list. Let's see who we got here. Exporting entries.
There we go. TXG hoodie size guide. It's on. Is it on our website or
We have a very basic
their website? It's definitely. I know you can.
I think I put a link to it.
Yeah, you can go to the Levelware website. So I actually found that they were a fairly standard fit. If anything,
pretty standard.
Yeah, I found that maybe when I washed it, it maybe went a quarter size smaller.
It would. Yeah.
So I would say air a little bit on the bigger side, and it's a nice hoodie. Like you wouldn't want it, you wouldn't want it too tight anyway.
Like a super cinched fit.
Yeah.
Here we go. I've got somebody.
Who do we got?
Scott. Oh, I didn't put the last name field. I think Burleson.
Yeah.
Burleson?
Yeah. I think I saw Scott in there earlier on. Scott.
Okay. Scott.
Perfect.
I'm sending you an email. Scott, you can join us. Grab your headphones if you don't mind. We have ours. Oh, Scott. Stand by. What's the matter? All right. Take a couple while we wait for Scott.
Mm-hmm. Josh, any restocks on the website soon? Yes, yes, indeed, my man. You will see that this week for sure.
Lots of new stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
Where the hell?
It's an interesting one. How about a TXG fantasy pool for the Phoenix Open? A little fantasy pool full stop would be a pretty fun thing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, how can we run something
I
like
wonder
that?
how we could do it. Wouldn't you maybe
You can run free ones through...
Yeah, I mean, purely just a kind of like a community thing that we all kind of make our picks on the tournaments of the week.
Someone has if someone has a suggestion for a platform. I don't know if you can do like a free DraftKings or something. I actually don't know.
Not sure.
But let us know.
That would be cool.
I'd be down for that.
Timmy's saying DM me, lads. I can help set that up. Timmy, drop us a DM on the in the Instagram page, the official TXG Instagram page, if you can.
Sure, yeah. Got Scott already.
What a man.
There's Scott. Scott's wearing headphones.
Okay, Scott.
I'm going to add you in. Feel free to give us your question. There we go. Scott, can you hear us okay? Damn, no sound.
Okay.
Scott, exit, come back in, and just make sure...
Click on that link again, bud.
There's a link that says audio on or something. Just be cautious and make sure you click that. Try one more time, though. Same link.
Chris is saying that he's keen to look at the Modus 115 shafts. Sounds like these are going to be super popular. Those are going to be really popular. It'll be interesting to see, because I think what a lot of people don't know, though, is that the 120 stiff actually weighs 115 grams.
Yeah, of course it would. Only the heaviest one weighs
120, yeah.
Okay, let's try this again.
Okay.
How's that, Scott?
Try it one more time.
Attaboy.
Nope,
that's
good.
How are things?
Good. Yeah, I actually went and got last week ever. And, it was an I'm 33. I played golf and trained anything like that. So it was interesting going into the fit. I ended up doing really well with the Apex, but they're really pricey. And so I was wondering, just an alternative. Should I go back to teams just to try that out, or let's see what works? I liked the hot metal irons. I liked the P790s. The fit actually didn't go into club face interaction a lot, so it was really hard to get a full scope of the whole fit. So would you guys recommend just going off that, or trying another place and see if they're a little more detailed?
Scott, do me a favor. I lost a decent portion of the first part.
The first part you were cutting in a bit.
Yeah.
What was the iron you were fit to?
It was the Apex.
Yeah, the Apex 21s. Yeah. Yeah.
Where did you get fit, Scott?
Down here in Houston at a Golf Tech. So kind of a chained place down here. There's a couple other options. There's Club Champion, obviously, but it was really just, I wanted to see it for the first time. That's the first place I've ever gone into to get fit. So it's, I watch the YouTube channel and I know a lot more than I think a lot of people going into it, but still have to experience it. So that's kind of what it was.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. I think the part of the problem, Scott, is that there are a lot of companies, and that's their philosophy, that they don't want, in their eyes, they don't want it turning into a lesson. So they turn off the club delivery data, and you actually don't get a chance to find out an awful lot about. You get to see the result, but you don't get to see the why when it comes to the result, which is obviously crucial. So give me a little rundown, like what were your numbers looking like and stuff like that. What were you seeing?
Yeah, ball speed. So it was down here. Ball speed was around 1 and was around 5,000. Was right around 19. So everything was relative. It was just and the biggest thing was I got I was playing regular. So that was a big change as well.
So you're in some stiff shaft. Do you remember the model of the shaft, Scott?
I think it was the dynamic gold shafts. Those 105s, I think.
Okay, cool. I mean, what I would probably say is the Apex, I don't think is a massive advancement on what has been offered in the past in the Apex range. I think you could quite easily get into the 2019 Apex irons, and you could probably pick up a set for a bargain and get very similar performance. I honestly wouldn't think, like, if you were an Apex player of 2019, you would hit the 21s and go, wow, what a difference. I don't think you would see that. So I would say save the money.
Yeah, and I'm just to give you the thing with a set of mid burners from like 2007 or 2008. So anything was going to be a big jump. It's just what makes sense for the right now, because like you said, you always point out you want to plan for the next 5 years, not just buy a set for this year and then they're obsolete in the next 2 years anyways.
Yeah. No, for sure. So what? Give me an idea on budget. Where were you? Did you have a budget in mind when you went into it?
I was trying to stay around, $1,200 US, anything between 1,000 and 1,200. I know that you can't really get anything, at $700, $800 that's going to really do anything or provide what I'm looking for. So I was surprised that the Apex 21s were more expensive even than like the 790s. I did a little bit of research, but I was surprised that they were the high end of everything I tested.
Yeah, no, there's a decent amount of tech in there. Obviously making something with cup-faced, forged body. The materials that they've kind of got in there, they're obviously sourcing that, and it's a little bit more costly. But as I say, I don't really think that the golfer, who was fitted to an Apex 19 is really going to see a huge difference with 21. So I would price out Apex 19s. Maybe have a look at something like, from a value standpoint, ZX5s, a little bit cheaper. You probably find them in the US market for right around probably $1,000, $1,100. A really wide range of custom shafts. Again, same, face insert, forged body. They feel and sound great. I think that could be a really good one for you to look at as well, Scott. Did you hit that one in the fit?
No, the ones I hit in the fit were mainly the P790s, those Apexes, and the 921 hot metals, which I loved. So I actually may look into going that route. I never thought I'd be playing Mizuno irons, but they were, like you guys recommended, they're great.
Yeah, I think Mizuno are they're just on it right now. Some companies just catch a heater. Their product's great. Everything about what they do is great. I feel like they're in a really good spot right now. I think the game improvement stuff, the players' distance stuff. Obviously, they've always been leaders in the forged blade irons stuff, and now their metal game is as good as anyone's. So they're on it. So there's no way you can go wrong with them. That's for sure.
The hot metal's a decent price compared.
Yeah, they're a little bit cheaper as well. Yeah, they are a little bit cheaper. I think, Scott, I wouldn't sort of be feeling like you should have to go and get that club if you're out your comfort zone with cost. I think you can get some really good value outside of that with a couple of those other irons we mentioned. So maybe do another round or two of testing before you fully make your mind up on that.
Yeah, I definitely recommend doing that. I think I'm going to go back at least a couple more times, even going to another shop and just see what their experience is like. Because like I said, I've never done it. So, but it was awesome.
And that's the value. And I don't know if you pay a fit fee or whatever, Scott. But when you pay, that fit fee, the ball is fully in your court. You're entitled. You've paid for someone's time. And if you don't want to do anything with that, it's absolutely up to you. And if you feel like maybe you didn't quite get everything you wanted, go and get that second opinion.
Yeah, perfect.
Stay in touch if you can on the channel, Scott. The next couple of weeks, I'll be looking for your name and stuff, and let us know how the testing continues.
Let us know what you get.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, bud. Take care. Thanks, Scott.
Yeah, hopefully Scott can update us with what he ends up with. I didn't really realize that Callaway Apexes were that much more expensive.
Quite expensive, yeah.
Than the rest of the market.
Yeah.
It's like a $2,000 set of irons.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the tough thing is, there's some chatter there. Golf 007 SD2, go to Club Champion and get a real fitting. I mean, the problem with chains and when that type of thing, it's tough, because there's so much range. There's great fitters, and there's good fitters, and there's probably fitters that maybe aren't quite as good as some of those other ones, and that's just the nature of the scale when you go that big.
True.
So
it's bound to happen.
Yeah, it's bound to happen. So who knows? That's a nice one. J Smigs 84 got my first hole-in-one with a set of custom irons from TXG. That is awesome. Well, one of my great friends also got her first hole-in-one. Oh, yeah? April got a hole-in-one over the weekend.
Congrats, April.
She almost had 3 holes-in-one over the weekend.
Stop.
She got one, and then the same round she missed by a 1/4 inch, and then the next round she'd missed one by an inch. And she had never had one until that weekend.
I hope it was league night or something. 3 birdies.
It's amazing.
That's right. Hole-in-one and 2 birdies.
I know.
Jeez. Taking all the money. Yeah. Taking all the skins.
Absolutely. What else we got? Let's have a little look. David's there, got an interesting one. Do different models of ball affect putting?
They do, David.
We think they do.
Which David? David Mitchell.
Do you know what's so great?
Yes, David.
At this point, we do our videos and then we get contribution from the industry's best, because they're kind of watching some of it. And Paul Hurrian messaged me after we done the video with the Titleist golf balls, and he definitely confirmed that the sort of quicker the greens, the bigger the difference you're likely to see on that impact ratio.
The more like output would occur from it.
Yeah. So obviously things like line and obviously just some of those downhillers that you find hard to control.
Sure, would
and
change
things
your
like
entire
that.
read, wouldn't it?
Very
I never thought of
much,
that. Yeah. If your ball's coming off faster or slower, you're going to change your read. Did he see the impact ratio difference being pretty standard? Like what we saw was fairly standard?
Absolutely.
Nothing crazy?
Yeah. But we want to do a follow-up, don't we? The Wilson Duo versus the Left Dash Pro V1X.
Something more extreme, right? Something that's so far apart.
Definitely.
And then if we can get Paul, maybe even if we patched Paul in, he could help us with some calculations, like 2 impact ratios, Paul, on a downhill 20-footer.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'd just be curious.
We were chatting about some different ideas for a kind of a series on putting for you guys, just to give you an idea of some of the really important things when it comes to putting and putter fitting, and even just some of the variables that will help you guys become better putters. And he's truly he's the most knowledgeable I've ever came across in our industry when it comes to the value of the whole picture when it comes to putting. He really is amazing.
Nice. Has Paul worked with Bryson directly? Or does Bryson get a Quintic?
He worked through the SICK guys.
So the SICK guys have a Quintic.
Yeah, they have a Quintic.
Gotcha. Just curious.
Yeah.
Let's see, some shaft questions in here. Patrick Reed. You know what? Here's some positive Patrick Reed chat. Did I see Patrick Reed with the alignment stick under his arm in the range? No. Which arm? Probably lead arm?
Trail. I think trail normally is so.
Oh yeah.
A guy. So guys, there's a coach here based here in the kind of Toronto area, Scott Cowkes. Some of you might know Scott. He's one of the best in the world. He really is, and he has become the coach to many coaches. COWX, his last name is Scott Cowkes. Follow him on Insta, and you'll see he really has a lot of his players. Mac does it, and he was actually saying to me recently, doing a lot of trail arm stuff with the alignment stick. So, you know, I think it's definitely a good one. But you can see the functionality when you watch his students trying to create, you know, he talks a lot about a constant radius golf swing, not having your swing go from wide to narrow, and sort of changing that radius and how you have to make some subtle adjustments. That's what, you know, he and I work on a lot, is trying to keep the radius of that golf swing as consistent, as constant as possible.
That's likely what Patrick was working on. Something like that.
I mean, the one thing you can't take away from the guy, he's a hell of a golfer.
He's a good player.
He's a great golfer. I mean,
he's got to stop screwing around, but he's a very good player.
Yeah, I don't think that's likely to change, is it? You know, he's
shake the shit out of him. Stop it.
The DNA is the DNA.
Yeah, it's too bad. It's too bad because he really doesn't need to do a lot of this stuff, and it's not just the rule stuff. It's also the yapping and the team room stuff. It just doesn't need to happen. It's such a waste. Such a good Ryder Cup player, such a good
he adds
individual
value,
player. He does. He just needs to stop with all the kids stuff. It's high school shit.
Xander Schauffele was kind of on him as well. He was saying, he was saying like the chat in the locker room amongst the boys isn't great.
Xander is what, 25, 26?
Something like that, yeah.
Like, this isn't meant to be offensive to anyone or Xander, but like, if someone who's 25, 26, he's been on tour for like 2-3 years, is coming up to you being like, listen, dude, there's some stuff you probably need to shore up. Like, you might want to think about it, because he's not exactly an elder statesman of the tour. He's obviously, I think Xander's really smart, very wise beyond his years. But if someone that young is coming up to you and being like, bruh, what are you doing?
And he's someone, I think, that's very, very well balanced, very rounded.
Very well, he doesn't say anything crazy.
Never going to be offensive. Like, I could hear Brooks saying something that maybe it's just him speaking his mind or something like that, or just, maybe a little comment. You go, that was interesting.
I know.
Or Rory, those two tend to do a little bit of that.
They do let a little slip once in a while. I like that about them.
Yeah,
they let a little something slip once in a while.
Little character.
Who do I support in the Ryder Cup? It's a good question. I've supported both teams, actually. I've supported Europe at times. I tend to just, whoever I feel is the underdog that year, I will generally support. And it will depend on players. Like, to be perfectly honest, like when Tiger plays in the Ryder Cup, I want to see Tiger win. Because I love watching Tiger. But I would say generally speaking over the years, I've probably cheered for Europe more times, but I have definitely cheered for the US almost as many times. Because I'm Canadian, I don't ultimately really care. I just like watching it. But you have to pick a side beforehand. It's like any sport. Like, you can't just watch a basketball game or a football game, even if you're not really into those sports. Like, I don't watch a ton of those sports, I'll be honest. I watch them in the playoffs, if at all. If you don't pick a team, like, I don't know, what are you watching it for? The quality of play, which is fine and all, but like, you need a little something. Golf, I think golf's like that. You got to pull for something.
I don't know if I've ever watched a sporting event, whether it be a boxing match, a football match, anything, and not had a kind of a pull towards one of the competitors.
You need to.
I don't think that's ever happened for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Alex is asking a fitter question. What is the best resource to compare how bend profiles in shafts compare to each other? Or how would you suggest learning more?
It's tough.
It is tough. Definitely is tough.
Can you pay for that, S3?
S3fitting.com, I believe, is the website. So I think that's what it is, S3 Fitting.
I'm not sure if Alex...
S3fitting.com.
So Alex is a fitter, so I would assume he can...
Yeah.
Not that I'm sure you don't have to be a fitter, but pay a membership fee or something, right?
There's another, there's a guy, I forget his... you guys will know more than me. There's a guy, Russ Ryden, who has a company in Texas, and they do a lot of measurement of bend profiles and things like that.
We're back, I think. Sorry. Don't know, but it broke.
We got the boat.
I think we're good.
We got the boat.
Apologies, we lost half of you.
Yeah.
Great.
second. Let's catch up here.
Wonderful when technology takes away
I know.
half your viewership.
That's all right. That's all right. The
What were we talking about? I don't
we were
really remember.
talking. I think we were talking shaft software.
Oh yeah, right. We were talking about
Shaft
S3.
Yeah.
And if someone wanted to look up, gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay, sorry
that's
guys.
where we were at. So yeah, Russ Ryden, S3fitting.com. S3fitting.com is the best one. The Cool Clubs database is the best one I have seen. I don't think it's close. So, Brian, correct. The diehards are still in the house. You are right.
Fantastic.
Ooh, a death match. Patrick Reed versus the UPS guy in a death match. Who are we pulling for? We just said you always got to have a horse in the race.
I think UPS guy would definitely be scrappy. I think he would fight dirty. He would do what's necessary to win. He strikes me as a guy who is anything at any cost, except his job. That is, except doing his job.
That would be interesting. Who?
I suppose you didn't ask who do I bet on. You asked who am I pulling for.
Yeah, who are we pulling for? That's the important part.
I don't know. Neither nor.
Tough to have a horse in that race.
Hopefully they both have a bad time. Oh, you did say death match, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Jesus Christ, help me. God help me. Okay. Back in with the questions, guys. Apologies. It's a technology-riddled failure day. What else is new?
The amateur golfer hasn't been on with us for a while, but he is asking, he or she, I don't want to judge, when is the next Gears video? Come on, make it happen.
We've tried so hard.
We don't have Gears. We no longer have Gears.
We tried so hard.
We've
I
not
can't
had
even
Gears
tell you.
for, when did we get rid of Gears? 6
Oh,
months?
it's got to be 6 months. We took those down.
6 months, maybe?
Yep. Guys, all I can say is this. I mean, I don't even work here full time, and I feel like I tried way too hard to make this thing work. Ian tried way too hard to make that thing work. All the staff tried way too hard to make that thing work. We tried. The only people who didn't try that hard to make it work? Gears.
You know what? Michael is a great guy.
He is a beauty, but we really needed more help setting it up. It just wasn't.
We
it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
It's not a DIY situation. You just couldn't do it.
Yep.
Do it. But we did try.
Yes.
And some chatter on Brooks Koepka. What's going on with Brooks Koepka?
Yeah, I'm not
Why
sure.
isn't he winning? I'm not sure. I don't know what the hell's wrong with Brooks. He's certainly faded into a bit of a slump. He injured himself a bit, didn't he? Didn't he have a wrist thing or some nonsense?
Yeah, he did. Brooks is a great player, but Brooks is, and this is a, it's definitely not, it's not slight, but it just, I think it just is what it is. But like, Brooks and Rory will tend to kind of like go in these flows of like unbelievable play, winning majors. They make it look so easy. They're just very, very good. Can be dominant at times, which is very hard in golf, but they're no kind of generational talent the way a Tiger obviously is.
The consistency just isn't there. I mean, Rory's super close. He'll be one of the best players of all time for sure, but he didn't stay on that major winning clip. And Brooks set expectations so high because of how well he did. And I think now anything short of him winning a major every year is considered a failure.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
think he would probably agree.
Definitely, and probably as well at this time of year, you know what Brooks is like. He's not trying to play well in January or February. So I think he's probably just trying to work in his game and his health. I think the biggest challenge for him, he probably feels, is his health when it comes to playing in these majors, so that he can get feeling like he's 100% on it.
Yeah. No, I agree.
It's tough to beat these guys right now if you're not
into it.
At top of your form. Today it was great to see Victor Hovland playing really, really well.
It'll be interesting to watch.
Did you see that putt he missed? 26-inch putt he missed.
No, I didn't.
Cost him $200,000. Solo second, he went into the pack with like a bunch of other guys.
$200,000.
Yeah.
He'll be on tour long enough where something will bounce in one time and make him $200,000 back. It's not a big deal. I saw something here. Hold on. Did Brooks break a shaft over his neck?
Oh, he hit a drive, and then in frustration, he bent his driver over his shoulders.
It didn't snap.
And it didn't snap. Did not snap. So it's.
Was it a Ventus Purple?
It would have been a Diamana D Plus Limited.
Fujikura posted a teaser. Oh, is it today? Did they reveal what they were releasing? So Fujikura posted this teaser.
Oh, I think it's the new Vista Pro line, I think.
Oh, it's a Vista Pro.
Yeah.
Okay, but if you look at the comments, there's not a ton.
Ventus purple? Question mark. There was a couple. I remember looking at it on the weekend. I was like,
influence.
that'll be crazy.
Yeah.
So fun. Right. What else can we do?
What else is going on? When are we testing the Edison wedges? It's coming.
I don't know. They're
It's
right
coming.
here.
They're right here. Right here.
Oh, Edison. Hello. How are you?
A cool little slant on this test. Actually done a little bit of research on some of the tech and some other things behind it, and I think I've got a pretty good little angle. I like an angle. I don't like going into a video just to review a product.
You
I
need
like
something,
when there's a little angle.
Good. Love it. We love an angle.
Any fitters you recommend in Ireland? I know a bunch of people who go to Derek Murray at 4Golf. Also, there's a lot of really talented fitters at McGurk's.
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 The most Irish sounding thing on earth.
Yep. So I think either of those two options are probably your pick of the bunch.
Who's the lad that we had in our contest? Stephen?
Stephen. Go
Where
and see
does Stephen
Stephen.
work?
Stephen's at McGurk's.
Oh, he's at McGurk's.
Stephen's at
Perfect.
McGurk's.
Okay. Go see Stephen
Yep.
at McGurk's.
Yep. Ian, did you
Stuart.
hit the 1K? Oh no, Craig, I have not hit the 1K
Oh,
yet.
yeah. What's going on with that one?
That's a sexy little thing.
Looks cool.
Oh man,
Did
unbelievable.
you decide what you're putting on it?
Not yet. I have
But they only
not.
sent us one?
Yeah. So I need to try and figure out. I've got an idea of what's going in it, but we'll see.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
Lovely.
A lot of shaft chatter this
Grab
morning.
that-
Ventus.
grab that Ventus one.
Yeah,
That's-
Ventus stock versus Velocore. Is it worth the upgrade? Well, we have a video on it, Kev.
We do.
Should you wish to sample a 15-minute video, we have it in there. Is it worth the upgrade? I mean, you're talking to a vendor of shafts, a fitter of high quality products. Of course, you're going to hear a yes from me. I don't see too many circumstances unless just budget doesn't stretch. If budget can go there, I think Ventus is clearly identified itself as one of the best shafts ever to be made. So I would have to say yes.
Love it.
Bryce is saying, great video. I don't know who you guys got the shaft from that didn't have the Velocore, but what a lad he is. Who was that
It's
guy?
true. He was. It was
was that
helpful,
lad?
Bryce.
It really
It
was.
really
I
helpful.
don't know where we were getting a 6X standard one from.
I don't know. Bryce.
Bryce. Bryce is our dealer.
Bryce.
You're our dealer, Bryce.
Drew Ireland has asked a question. How does
Uh-huh.
one test long driver shafts or get an idea what works when they are not available with fitters?
With great difficulty.
You don't, Drew. You don't.
With great difficulty. Trial and error. You know, I
You
mean,
have to find a place that has some, I guess.
probably
Patterson stuff?
Patterson.
Somebody has it?
If I was doing it and I was doing it from home, I would be likely to be going on eBay, trying to get maybe some older stock, something that you can buy maybe 3 or 4 shafts with and cut them different ways. Put a shaft sleeve on it and then go try 46, 45 and a half. Counterbalance, maybe put a grip with a counterweight in the end. I'd be trying all that stuff at home, take it to the course and try and find out. But
That's a
maybe
good idea.
try and get, there's a bunch of good shafts you can pick up for $30, $40 or something like that. Maybe
It's true, and then just put them at that length and see.
see how you get on.
I'm just looking at this free fantasy
Oh.
golf thing. Someone said DraftKings does have a free version. I'll look into it, guys. That would be fun. Because I think they're pretty easy. You just probably make a little community, and we'll see.
Very cool. Ray is asking you, Matty boy, when you played the Modus 120 TX, did you find that it flew high for you? His ball flight is going higher than it's going higher from X100s
see.
to Modus.
No, Ray. Just me. Changes to my golf swing. So, no, I don't think I hit Modus high by any means. It knocked the ball down as well as any other shaft that I've tried.
Yeah.
Because, to be honest with you, I found more difference changing golf balls, obviously. And my delivery changes have made way more difference. So, I don't know. What's your experience? Do you find people tend to launch Modus higher than something like X100? Because when we've tested them side by side, the launch and spin have been fairly close.
For someone like you, yeah, very, very close. I mean, you're very, very neutral in your delivery.
So maybe someone else might get more.
You're right. You know, the shallower player tends to do quite well with the dynamic gold.
Shallower player
tends to do quite well with that profile.
And what about
on the steeper side?
Yeah, as a
Project X does very, very well. And then you kind of find the guys, in between. Then you've got kind of outliers like someone like a Sergio, who's and it's something that's very, very butt stiff, very tip soft, kind of, because he loads it and he needs it to kick a little bit.
Right.
He needs that shaft to really unload for him to kind of keep the dynamic loft on there.
Gotcha. The subtleties.
Any good fitters in Dubai? I don't know of any, to be honest.
He almost had one for 2 weeks. But he left. Or he never went, sorry.
It nearly happened.
Never went. Sorry, PGA Tour has a fantasy app also. Guys, nice. I'll probably do the PGA Tour one. That sounds like a good, because then you can watch all their stats and stuff.
There we go.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. Do you know anyone in Dubai?
Nope.
In the Middle East?
I do not.
I've never heard of any shops. I'm surprised that no one...
There's a big store, eGolf Outlet.
Oh, really? Like a physical...
Yeah, a big box store.
Is it fun?
They do a great job. Dean Cheesley's the owner, great guy, a really, really great guy.
That's a great name. Dean Cheesley.
Yep, Dino. He is a good store out there, and they do some custom fitting, but I don't know if it's likely to kind of be as extensive as this.
Maybe not.
I'm not sure.
Fair enough. Getting a lot of curry versus barbecue chatter. I don't know why.
Curry versus barbecue, just in general?
I think so.
Where are we going? Curry or barbecue?
I haven't eaten enough curry, to be honest. I do like it, but I personally love barbecue. I've eaten more barbecue, American barbecue, Southern barbecue, to know a bit more about it. I've eaten some curry, but I'm too much of a curry virgin to say that I know what I'm talking about. I also have a pretty embarrassing tolerance for spice, so I have to keep it within a reasonable range. We ordered Indian food from a place recently that was really good, kind of local to us, but I don't know, American Southern style barbecue is probably one of the best foods on earth. Remember that place we went in Disney Springs? I know it's not like a super authentic place, but even that was really good.
The Polite Pig?
It was not bad, little pulled pork. Yeah. I still want to go.
A little platter, it was a meat platter we got.
I want to go to I want to drive in off the side of a highway somewhere in Texas, or wherever the hell else. I want to be state discriminatory, but somewhere in the south, drive off the highway. Someone's got a full smoking setup, a trailer, pay cash. I want that.
And just outside Orlando, between sort of Orlando and Daytona Beach, a little town called DeLand, there's some really, really good little barbecue spots. Just a little south of there, just maybe down towards sort of Winter Garden sort of thing, but really, really good barbecue out that way. Same thing, you just literally stop at the side of the road. You've got some benches sitting out. Lunchtime, it's packed. There's like a line round the side of the counter.
In there, get in there, get somebody out of my way. Rub your ribs on your face. Kansas City barbecue, Matthew says. Yes.
Yeah, I bet that's good. Carolina style with the kind of mustard slaw as well. So
yes, that's right. Carolina style, a little more vinegary sauce. We have to go see Big Mitch for a Kansas City game.
Yes, yeah, we do. Absolutely.
Once he's back on the field in the spring.
Big
next
week
fall,
for him. Big week. Yep. Paul is asking, Ian, what would you have to see in a fit for you to suggest a longer than standard shaft? You would need to be... I'd need to see that it didn't compromise your delivery first and foremost. Your strike didn't become unpredictable and erratic. If you also had a tendency, as a right-handed golfer, if your tendency was to miss right, I would not be giving you longer. Generally speaking, longer makes you miss more on the block side.
Sorry, one more time?
The longer the club that tends to make you miss more on the block side.
Was Adam Scott's long, his Autoflex, by the way, or is it standard?
I would imagine the whole reason he went to that one was because he could get away with being a little bit longer.
So that kind of dragging, extra length, the block comes into play more? Is it a face angle thing, or is it a club path thing you find?
Face angle. I mean, marginally club path, but the face angle takes a little bit longer to close.
Right.
So someone who's kind of got the kind of low lefts going, I would almost be encouraging a little bit of length in there just to kind of push that out to the right.
I have a buddy who I play golf with who he's not crazy. He's definitely not over the top in much. He's very neutral, but he's a bit steep on his driver. He hits down on it a bit.
Yeah.
And the funny thing with him is he loved my old ping that was cut down.
And I'm like, you don't love it. He used to hit it a bit in the toe so he could hit a drive.
Right.
Or hit a draw, sorry. So he loved it. But for him, he's never tried something over length. If he tried something over length, as you said, move your path a little bit more inside, change your strike point, I might bring him a little sample. I never thought of that. Because it's the
really
opposite.
good.
Like someone struggles with their driver, who goes up to them and is like, you know what you should try? 46 and a half. Everyone around would be like, what are you, on drugs? Like, why would you do that? But it makes perfect sense for the right person.
It does. It definitely does.
Love it.
It does.
So much barbecue talk.
So much barbecue
What was what's the sandwich at the Masters? It's a brisket? Or it's isn't there some sort of...
There's a barbecue,
It's pork, I'm assuming.
Pulled pork. Yeah, barbecue pulled pork
like $1?
sandwich. Incredible.
Probably eat 2 dozen of those.
So good.
Okay, get this from Drew. I feel bad.
Where's Drew?
He's asked it
What's he asking there?
200 times.
106 swing speed one?
We got you. Yep, Drew, we got you.
Drew, is a 106 swing speed, should I be looking at X flex or still stiff, hard step on stiff or soft step on X? Some decisions to be made
4
there.
options for Drew.
Drew, I hope I'm going to help you, but I'm not sure if I am. You're right in the window. You could literally do any one of the 4 of those things. It depends how you load it. It depends the length you're playing it. It depends the characteristics of the shaft. It depends on the characteristics of the head. There are too many things, my friend. I cannot emphasize enough. If you're in that much of a dilemma, a quandary as to what to use, go get fit. Don't take our advice when we've never seen you hit a shot. It's not definitive enough for us to be able to say 106 driver speed means this. It doesn't. You could go any one of those 4 ways. So just go get fit.
Good idea.
Yeah.
This is a good one from Will. Will's asking about a brand agnostic wedge setup, so not matching wedges. So let's say you had 3 wedges in the bag. You might have 2 different brands, 3 different brands.
Do it, man. Do it.
Any reason not to do it?
0.
Yeah.
0.
Gap wedge could be a pin glide, your Vokeys and the sand wedge. Yeah.
Could be any one of those things.
Performance, Will, is your barometer.
Definitely.
So it's 11 a.m. Eastern. Bit of excitement today. YouTube has a new feature. Yep. So we're currently on a live, as you all know. And you will be redirected automatically, if you so desire, at the completion of this live to
Should you wish to be
should
guided.
you wish to be guided. Or you can just press close and do whatever the hell you want. But if you stay on this page and we click end, you will be redirected to today's video automatically, which is Callaway Maverick versus the new Epix Speed Max LS. And we'll do a little pre-game premiere for that. So we'll be in the chat for 5-10 minutes with you. We'll watch the video with you, do a little chat back and forth for, I think it's about 12 minutes long.
Beautiful.
And then you'll be off for your day and we'll be off to ours. So let's take 2 more questions.
Yep.
Quick closing thoughts, and then we're going to go, because otherwise we'll screw this up.
I like it. Let's do it. Rich is asking thoughts on the new Aldila Ascent
It's in your hand.
shaft. This Aldila Ascent shaft.
Coming soon, Rich.
This very boy.
I heard a radio ad on Sirius XM Golf Channel for the Aldila Ascent. That's when I hands-free texted you when I was driving home. I was like, should we do that Aldila Ascent shaft?
Oh, really?
As I got the commercial in the car, that's when I sent you that message.
Wow.
I'm like, oh fuck, I forgot we had. Oh, pardon me. We forgot that we had that.
Whoops.
Pardon my French.
Live TV.
I know. Pardon my French. There goes the monetization for the day. Lost all my money. Just kidding.
SST Pure, yes
Oh,
or no?
good. Start that at the end of the day.
Yes.
Yes.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah, our video was good, Adam. We actually have a video to refer you to now. Have a look. But yeah, in general, Ian says yes. For $30, it's kind of hard to say no. Why wouldn't you just do it?
On a set, if you're building a set of irons, set of wedges, a one-off club, sure. A little insurance policy in the one-off club, building a set, essential.
Here later, hello.
Yes, I know.
I saw FedEx percolating back there. Okay, one more.
One more. Who's the one? Who is the one?
Who wants to know?
Charles Tucker. How much difference would 2 degrees flat make potentially? Actually, quite a bit of difference. Tilting that toe down, shifting the launch direction. Definitely worth a try. Worth a try.
Moves it a lot. Moves it a lot. Okay. Any closing thoughts? We're gonna shuffle you guys over to the thing.
Videos for today, where we know we are going to be doing Mizuno fairway wood versus Ping fairway wood. The tagline on the Mizuno, the Ping one, sorry, was the best fairway wood Ping have ever made. We've said clearly Mizuno is the best fairway wood they have ever made, best one we've had in our hands this year. So we're going to pit those two head to head this week.
This week, yeah.
And see what you guys think.
Absolutely.
And then will be a couple more surprises.
Definitely. And then live Thursday, I believe.
Back Thursday.
Yep.
Back Thursday.
Okay, so when I finish the stream, stay on the page for like, I don't know, 60 seconds at most. It should literally automatically
Take you straight there.
Redirect you.
We will do the same.
Yeah, we'll literally do the same thing. So we'll see you guys over there. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, you're getting redirected to today's premiere of the video. We'll chat with you for a couple minutes on the live.
Callaway
Maverick.
Max LS.
Max LS Epic Speed versus Maverick Sub-Zero.
There we go.
They're the closest.
There we go.
So,
okay.
And I'm going to get delivery man just on time.
Okay, guys. Take
Enjoy.
care.
See ya.
Bye.